There we go, let's have a look at Bitcoin then, shall we? And we'll have a quick look at EOS, and I don't know why I brought ADA up, but we'll have a look at that all the same. We're on the very brink of a fall down now. I mean, it's looking like it's pretty much ready to go any minute. I could be as bold as to say that we're about to drop any minute now. But you know, that could take 24, 48, maybe even a week. But to me, it looks like it's ready to drop any second now. So we're on the 5-minute chart just for a laugh, because I've put on a little short on EOS, just a tiny one, just for a bit of pocket money. But when we come to Bitcoin, what we're looking at here on the daily chart is we're not making any moves or any attempts to even get close to this 200 exponential, which is really what I was hoping for before I could make a successful, decent short on this. I'm not comfortable really shorting this for any of these areas, to be honest with you. I really wanted it to try and push up to here, but it just doesn't have that momentum. It just does not want to do that. What we're looking at here, when we see this one, there is bullish divergence, but it's not really. We're so far beneath the 0 point that we're just going to have a continuation at this point. And like I say, we'll go back to some smaller time frames, go back to a 4-hourly to start with. I mean, every single indicator that you can look at on every single time frame, from the daily to the weekly to the monthly, even all the way down to the 5-minute time frame, looks extremely bearish to me and ready to pop. So I brought up ADA just because I was having a look at this for someone yesterday. I was having a look at the Bitcoin SV, and I noticed that it just recently had a death cross around about this level here, meaning that I would have expected that we're going to have a continuation of Bitcoin SV all the way down to this level here of around about $56 or thereabouts. The Bitcoin dominance has started to fall a little bit, but it's still pretty high, let's face it. Until we get lower than 66, we're not really going to see any moves with alts, and at the moment it looks like alts are going to get punished in this move down, because this is still very high Bitcoin dominance. ADA, I don't really know why I'm looking at this, to be honest with you. I've got no idea why I brought this one up. I don't trade it, I'm just having a look at it for a laugh, really. But we're on the daily death cross, continuation of that death cross. This is what generally most altcoins look like. So we had a death cross here, price action being here, and that's brought us down 35%, which is what I expect over death cross. But considering Bitcoin looks like it wants to continue with its move down, we're going to get a continuation with ADA. And then what I'm going to find interesting is where this bottoms out, which could hopefully be around this level, around 2.8 cent. With EOS, I'm waiting for it to come down into the low $2 areas, perhaps $2.20 is where I kind of have a bit of an expectation of it to go. That would be very low for it, so it might not reach that target, but we're going to have to wait and see when this plummets down, which is going to happen, like I say, any moment. 5 minutes bearish. Let's just go to a 12-hourly, because that was quite interesting when the last time I looked at it, because we had a death cross on the 12-hourly, which does mean something. It's getting ever so closer to having a death cross on the daily, which it's far away at the moment. Let's measure this out just roughly. This doesn't mean anything, by the way, what I'm about to do now, but it's just to try and work out, if it was to carry on as we are right now, what sort of time frame we're looking at for that death cross. So in about just under 2 weeks or so, we will have had a death cross, unless of course we have a big pump and a recovery from this area. That death cross is going to play out, and it's not going to be nice. Well, I say it's not going to be nice. We've been waiting for this on this channel for quite a while now. We've been waiting for this area to get broken and tested. It got completely annihilated, and we're down into this area, which we're waiting to get broken, tested and broken again. It's trying its hardest to recover from this area, but it's not managing it whatsoever. And like I say, we're definitely, if not breaking through into this area to test it tonight, we're going to be coming down into next week, maybe even, like I say, it could happen any minute now. And so I don't believe we're going to be making any higher highs than this level here, which is a 200 simple. So that's the simple area of around about 8,500, absolutely no chance it will get above there, and if it did, it would certainly be rejected from this, and that's where I wanted to short it from. I'm not shorting it from this level here, no, not at all. Anyway, just to recap as to what's likely to be happening in the long run, we'll go to the weekly. What do we see? We see we're technically at the bottom of the Bollinger Band, waiting for this to break. When this does break, we're going to be coming down to test this level here, which is 6,700 at the moment. Getting a little higher than it was last time we checked it, but still at the bottom, just below there, is this Ichimoku cloud, which will be a support for us, and it's there where I'd probably consider making a long, because if we don't recover from this area, we should have a decent bounce from this area, depending on how nasty the fall is going to be. This candle is, it's like I say, it's been an eventful week for it. It's tried to go up, it's trying to go down, and we're kind of stuck just above the support level here. If this breaks down by tomorrow, then we'll have another red candle, and it'll probably be a big red candle, not as big as this one, but relatively big, and it's just going to make the weekly chart look even more bearish than it already does. Monthly, I don't know if I've mentioned this, but never in a bull market has Bitcoin ever had 3 red candles in what's considered to be a bull market. This just might be an anomaly, a one-off. It's definitely a different market now than it used to be. Bitcoin, it's a lot more accessible. So just from having this at the very beginning take place, this huge run that we had here, an enormous run at the very beginning of the bull market, was out of the ordinary. I've not seen Bitcoin recover from a bottom quite so big and so fast ever before, so that was different, and so because that was different, I expect this to be different too. What we're looking at here though is the 4th red candle as we speak at the moment, which would not just be an anomaly but probably looking more like a continuation of what might then be considered a bear market. Has Bitcoin tired itself out? Has it pushed too hard too soon? What this kind of looks like to me is that if we do continue with this, it's going to be the strangest bull market we've seen with Bitcoin, and a lot less predictable than we expected it to be. And with Bitcoin looking like this, I imagine all altcoins will be suffering as much or worse. And like I say, it's becoming a lot more of a unpredictable situation with the crypto market and Bitcoin as well. So yeah, all those people with the 4-year cycle stuck in their head might be thinking that perhaps maybe the 4-year cycle is over and we're into a different type of cycle where Bitcoin is evolving into something else. And to me that's exciting, because there's nothing worse than being a predictable asset. I like to look at these things. I mean, you can try to predict things on a long-term basis, of course you can, and you can with generally a relative amount of success, but at the same time I find that the most practical technical analysis is done day to day, reassessing the market, sometimes hour to hour, and at the moment it looks like Bitcoin's got us all on the back foot, and we're having to reassess the whole situation as every day unfolds. It's not as predictable as we once expected it to be. Anyway, like I say, I'll leave it with you there. I'm going to see how this falls, and hopefully I can get a decent bit of profit out of this short. Like I said, I don't expect to see it drop more than about 5%, but if it does drop further than that, great. But I've only put a 3x leverage on. It's just pocket money. Like I say, it's getting quite late for me now. It's like, I say quite late. It's 8:10, so I'll probably be in bed in a few hours, and I don't want to have a short hanging over my head at that point. So I want to close this off, before I go to sleep tonight. Anyway, I'll leave it with you there. I hope you have a nice evening, a good weekend, and take it easy. And thanks to all you who have subscribed, and those few that have donated to me. I really appreciate that. It means a lot. Actually, it means a real lot, because it's not a great big channel. I've just been able to manage to monetize my videos at the moment, which because my channel is so tiny, I don't really get anything of it. So donations are extremely welcome, and I do have another baby on the way, so all donations will be going towards nappies and whatnot. So it is a really big deal for me, so I really appreciate that. It's really happy about that. Anyway, have a nice evening, take care, and I'll see you later.